You elect the rich and greedy, then blame others for all our problems. Mammon destroys, avarice poisons, girls and boys. God creates girls and boys. Light illustrates joy and joys. How committed are we? This blessed state, the seeker going deeper divine for all time. I want you to love your life. The ultimate supreme made you a dream, your inner life of infinity. Admit you're infinite. The universe has given you. The universe is living you. Duty divine, beauty time. Liberate your joy. I need to work on that. But hope to do an album on Saturday, so I'll play some piano. Not very well, but the piano will be the bass and then read a poem over the top of it. I want to be realistic, but I want to be positive. I think my mother taught me that probably more than anybody. Her father, her brother, just sweet people, good people, very positive characters and personalities. Yeah, that's what I want to be. I think we need to be that. We're divine. We're all divine. And we live on a divine planet. Now we're destroying that, and we are destroying each other. That's our way of life has become poisonous. We're not poisonous. Our way of life has become poisonous. We don't need to point at each other like we're the enemy. We need to look at society. One person that stops eating meat, which causes a lot of unnecessary water use and resource use for meat. I'm not saying we have to quit eating meat, but if we ate less, it would help a lot. Or somebody that doesn't buy from a certain store. It's systemic. These concentrated wealth billionaires, it has to be the system that says, billionaires aren't good for society. That's too much power, too much wealth, too much resources in the hands of a few. That's not good for society. Society has to be more equal, to be together, to be democratic, to be humane. So systematically, politically, legislatively, we have to do that. And we don't give a shit about that. We think about a few issues, we don't know very much about them, and then we watch football or go shopping. Work hard, you're tired, all you want to do is watch football or go shopping or watch a mystery or watch a violent movie. You don't want to talk politics, which is what you have to do. This is a democracy. You have to. Maybe you want a dictatorship. Maybe that's what America has done. Elected a guy that says, I want to be a dictator and I want to push everybody around. So it makes it easy for you to say, that's cool. He's going to take care of all that. He may be doing a terrible job and very selfish and not help the earth and not help our society. But you like this idea. He's going to do everything. I don't have to do anything. Lazy. Politically lazy. Lazy citizens. The curse of America. The curse of this world. Lazy citizens. I can say it's greed. I can say it's avarice and mammon and love of money and recklessness. But if you get down to it, I think actually it's citizens that aren't pulling their weight, aren't doing a good job at being good people, good citizens. A lot of that's just being lazy, not wanting to deal with something. You can say, man, I'm too tired. Well, that won't work. Because these people over here, they like money and they like material wealth, and they're going to fight like dogs to get it. And we have to be a society that's good enough and strong enough to say, that's not what we want. That's going to ruin us. That's going to ruin our society. We can't reward greed and bullying and violence and hatred, this monumental concentration of wealth, where once you get so much money, you just invest it. So you're not working anymore. It's capital. You're making money off capital. While these people are working for little money, you're making a lot of money not working at all. It's a sin. I'm not religious, but I don't mind saying the word sin. I think that's a sin. I think the great Creator made this Eden of a place. And yes, everything dies. That's part of it. That's reality. That's nature. That's God, I guess. But to destroy things from this selfish wickedness, self-centered, self-obsessed, me, that's a sin. The internet has helped make us self-obsessed. I feel very sorry for the people that read so much about, these hateful people, or it may be people from a different country that, are promoting division and disease in our countries. I think Russia, China, and Iran are three of the biggest, but not only them. So stay away from that. Stay away from all that social media propaganda and lies and the algorithms of the billionaires promoting, hey, we get more money if we promote this dramatic and melodramatic and hateful rhetoric. And they're not talking about inequality and wealth concentration. They're talking about stupid shit. Let's do that. Let's promote that so we'll keep these people stupid and uninvolved and lazy citizens. And we'll just keep making more and more money and renting more and more apartments and houses to them at a higher price. See, that's a sickness. The really rich people don't understand. They're helping create this hell on earth. And they will live there too. There's only one earth. You're going to live here. You're going to live here. If you help create a terrible place, you're going to live in the terrible place too. You can say, oh no, I'm going to buy an island. I'm going to be in this gated community. I'll be safe over here. You'll be in a prison. That's a prison. Your golden prison. But the good thing is, most human beings have a good heart. We may be kind of lazy, somewhat ignorant politically, lazy politically, but I think we have good hearts. And just like everything is a cycle, we're about to the bottom of the barrel on concentrated wealth and people struggling and leaders that are just out for themselves and hateful and create madness for their own sake, for their own power, demonize everybody. We're about at the bottom. And we're going to start coming back up. And I hope through time, hopefully we're getting a little bit higher and higher. We don't have slavery like we did, but it's a form of slavery, or it's a form of indentured servitude, or debt peonage, or you have nothing. Women have the right to vote. That's a good movement, even though a lot of guys are pushing it back against that. And what did Trump say? I'll be your protector, even if you don't want it to be. You're going to protect her. You're the guy that said you could grab her if you wanted because you're a star. You could sexually assault her. I don't want you protecting my daughter, my wife. I don't see how anybody could believe that in any way, shape, or form. I don't see how anybody would support that kind of a person. America is sick and lost and doesn't know what to do. So we elected maybe the worst president ever. He says the worst things. He makes people hate each other. The enemy from within. It sounds like an autocrat. It sounds like Hitler. The poison. They're poison. Poisoning our blood. Wow. Thank goodness. I think most of us are good-hearted. We're lazy. So we've let these real angry and mean and lost. A lot of it is men, but women are complicit. What are they called? Incels? Involuntarily celibate? Like these guys that are angry that women don't date them? Or you need to make a better society where people are together and they care about each other and they are comfortable and, just to say, I'm lonely, that's not fair. We all deserve a good life. And, hopefully we'll all find the person that we love and deeply and they love us deeply. It's not that easy. And to be angry and vengeful and hateful, I'm telling you, what kind of woman would want to date you if you're like that? People want to be with somebody that understands, that can witness and testify, listen to somebody, help them have their best interests at your heart, be truthful, be humble, be honorable. For some reason, we've elected a guy that tells lies, is dishonorable. A bully. Sexist and racist. Yeah, this is sickness. We're a sick society right now. And part of that you can tell by the inequality of the people that are struggling, many of whom voted for Trump. You need to know more about tax policy, monetary policy. We need a wealth tax. You need to figure out your anger sometimes makes you ignorant. I'm angry. I'm going to go with this guy because he's angry like me. What does that mean? I remember somebody was talking about change. We just had a change of mayors. We had a mayor for 16 years, a good guy, and they voted for a new mayor. Somebody was saying they want change, and I'm like, well, what if the change is worse? I want change. But what if the change is worse? Don't be ignorant. That's ignorant. Maybe you had a daddy that would whip you like mine did. He said, man, I want to change. I want a different daddy. You get a daddy that punches you in the face. There, you got some change. Was it good? No. Change is happening all the time. And sometimes we avoid it. We don't want to change. Climate change is happening. And we don't want to stop burning oil, gas, and coal. We don't want to work together like we came together in like World War II and focus on, we need to save this planet. We need to save diversity of life, which was created by God. We need to go electric and get our electric from clean power, clean sources of power. Good thing about clean energy, a lot of it is decentralized. The sun is everywhere. You don't need to go to one place to get the sun. The wind is everywhere. You don't have to go to one place. Some places have more sun and more wind. Some have water energy. wave energy. You don't understand this, but it has a lot to do with money. Gas, oil, and coal. People own those things. There's a lot of money to be had by that, selling it to the rest of us. You can't own the sun. You can't own the wind. You can't own the waves of the ocean. That's holding us back. And lazy citizens that are like, I just have to do my job. You're not thinking big enough. You're not being a good enough citizen to help. You're a part of the community. It's a duty. It's a duty to learn, to understand as much as you can and try to help create a better place. And stop this madness of inequality, which is terrible poverty, which is inhumane, and terrible concentrated wealth like Musk having $400 billion. That should make you throw up. We should all be throwing up about how much one person has. But we should also be fighting against this destruction of the planet, the record heat, record drought, water scarcity, fires. On the other hand, because of all that heat in the ocean and the atmosphere, the storms that are much worse, much more rain, higher winds. We can't act stupid like, oh, I don't believe that. I heard it on this podcast. He said this is all hooey. He said there's no such thing. That's easy to listen to. Oh, I don't have to do anything. I'll just listen to him. And maybe all these scientists that actually know the information that this old guy who's getting paid by probably a billionaire or a billionaire's company to tell you a bunch of lies so the billionaires can keep making money on gas, oil, and coal. Because they don't know how they're going to make money on wind and solar and water. It's not an easy world, baby. Not a lot of easy answers, but there are answers. It starts with good people. I think the Greeks said you couldn't be a good person unless you were a good citizen. I believe that. You're part of a community. You have to help the community. That's a citizen. My mother was awesome as a librarian, as a secretary at a grade school. She probably should have been, she's maybe the best person I've ever known. She probably should have been more involved politically. My dad wasn't a particularly good dad. I don't think he cared about that. He was good as a man, as a mayor, as president of the youth center, as president of the Young JCs, president of the Young Democrats in Arkansas, delegate to the 68 convention, served on the board of the Teachers Retirement Fund of Arkansas. He did a lot of good things. And I look up to that, to be involved. I believe he was a major player in integrating the pool in Fayetteville, Arkansas. City pool would not let black children swim in it. Why? Because stupid ass racists. But the boys club gave swimming lessons at the city pool. My dad was president of the boys club. They integrated swimming lessons, which I believe integrated the pool. I wish I knew more about that. And many of the people pushing for that were black leaders in Fayetteville, Arkansas in the 60s, probably mid-60s, early 60s, I'm not sure. But my dad was right there too. And a lot of white people, I'm sure, were saying, "Now, why are you doing that? Why are you putting us together?" Then, I'm sure he got a bunch of shit for doing that, the right thing. You may get a bunch of shit for doing the right thing, and you have to do the right thing. I think that may be the story of the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know. I like the Upanishads, which came before the Bhagavad Gita. The Hindus have some really nice teachings. The Vedas were the first. Vedas are pretty nice. 4,000 years old, 5,000, I'm not sure, in the Upanishads. And I believe the Bhagavad Gita was written partly because of the Buddha, 500 BC, because the Buddha comes out and goes, man, everybody can be enlightened. Everybody can be with God. Everybody is, and the Hindus are kind of like, man, this guy's getting kind of popular. We need to do something to help, instead of this caste system, like you're in this caste and you're in, you're preordained. You can't get above this and you can't do this. And Buddha's saying, no, everybody can be with God. Everybody can find enlightenment. Everybody. Yeah, I like that. I'm not a Buddhist, but the Buddha has a lot of great teachings. I think the Buddha and Jesus would have a good time together. I think they would go fishing and just have a good time hanging out and talking about important things and just having fun too. I think they could both have fun. Jesus hung out with fun, fishermen, and went to the wedding, and his buddies drank all the wine. You would guess he would drink wine. Why would he make wine out of water, as the story goes, but not drink it? Or why would he hang out with a bunch of fishermen that drank wine? My friend that went to Notre Dame told this story. It's how they taught it. Mary comes up to Jesus and says, your friends drank all the wine. You need to make this right. And Jesus said, my time has not come yet, woman. And Jesus, who was his mommy, turns to his friends and says, whatever he says, you do it. Like, I'm the mom, he's my kid, and he's going to make it right. Kind of interesting. You can get moral teachings from a whole bunch of stories and a whole bunch of parables and teachings from religion. That's what I want to take, is how to be a better person, how to live life. I don't care if Jesus walked on water. I think the point is, if you're pure of heart, you go beyond the physical realm. You go beyond what most of us do, because you need to keep this pure heart. Buddha walked on the water too. There are stories of that. Joseph Campbell taught me that. His interview, Bill Moyer's interview Joseph Campbell on YouTube, which is fantastic. I remember that. It's about purity. You're born with a pure heart. You have a pure heart. You just got to remember. You got to go back to it. Innocent, intuitive, spontaneous. It's loving, it's caring. It's following your bliss, your imagination, what you're interested in, helping others. Yeah. You have a divine heart. That's the truth.